You're no match. Safe distance advised. Let's do this another way. Finale! Tell truth with the song.
Photosynthesis.
Fury boils! Inferno! Burn! Let's do this another way. Settled. Tell truth with the song.
Listen up.
Fury boils. As you wish. Burn to ashes.
Hello. Testing mic test. Nice.
Leave me alone. Burn! You're wide open. Tell truth with the song.
Photosynthesis.
Fury boils. As you wish. Break. Tell truth with the song.
Bask in the sunlight. Listen up.
Fury boils. Inferno.
Another purple. By the way, I'm not really picky, right? If it's either gold or the other. Gold or purple. I just want a very good. I just want a crit rate set. That's it. Crit rate. And that's all I need.
Let's do this another way. Finale! Tell truth with the song.
Roll for me.
Fury boils. As you wish.
We are doing this fast. But I just found out, right? After witnessing yesterday, Rover yesterday, dude, Rover is much more better than.
Listen up.
Leave me alone. Let's do this another way.
What?
Inferno! Feel my wrath! Ready for battle. Break! Tell truth from facade.
Photosynthesis.
Fury boils!
Fury boy. Fury boils. Okay, hopefully. Hopefully we
Still
get
have
the
much
good
experiment data to process.
crit rate. Come on. I was born to give and give and give. No.
Let's do this another way. Retreat to advance. Tell truth from facade.
Listen up.
Fury boils! You're no match. Inferno! You're wide open.
Wide open. Wide open. It's all about those loading screen, man. Loading screen and loading screen and loading screen. Loading screen, loading screen, loading screen. It's
Going against wind. Luminous energy.
Burn to ashes! As you wish. Let's do this another way. Tell truth from facade.
Roll for me.
Fury boils! Burn! Ready for battle.
okay, there we go. That sounded like a goal. Okay, never mind. Off the by the way, this is a 50-50. No, I think it's wait, am I 50-50 now? Yeah, it's 50-50. I'm just waiting for 197 out of 208. Wait, am I? How many? I grind so hard. Did I grind so? Should I? Crit damage. Okay, if I get crit rate, right? Crit damage on the first two, sure. Okay, where's the other? Surely. No, never mind. I don't want crit damage. I want crit rate. Crit rate is the only way.
Roll for me.
Let's do this another way. Miscalculation. Burn! Silence! Tell truth from facade.
Listen up.
Fury boils! What a clink. Inferno! Ready for battle.
Okay, you know what? Let's change some tunes, right? We need to change something. Not gonna lie, I'm getting
Victory will be ours.
when I'm grinding, right? This is why as much as I'm very happy about the how we grind the materials, I mean the equipment, there's no break. I don't know where to stop. That's what I want to say. I don't know where to stop.
As you wish. Let's do this another way. Tell truth from facade.
What? He dodged that?
Oh. Photosynthesis.
Fury boils. You're no match. Burn! Burn to ashes. Ready for battle.
Hey, it's enough.
Fear no more.
Dead. Okay, so, dude, is this 50-50? I haven't seen any gold. No gold yet. And it's 50-50. By the way, if you guys tell me I need to increase the difficulty, no. Because I still get gold. I still get gold. It's just this luck.
Roll for me.
Let's do this another way. Tell truth from facade.
Luminous energy.
Fury boils. As you wish. Set.
I need to watch something. It's going to get bored. I'm gonna get bored.
Welcome back. Man, this has been a wild week. We've got War Within Beta, massive...
Okay. We're gonna do that. I mean, I'm gonna do that.
remix changes, a lot of very frustrated remix players, and an Orgrimmar revamp tease, and other things like a new human racial. It's all quite a lot, just a taste of what's in today's news. So with that said, let's roll. War Within Beta is going live June 5th, and Blizzard revealed this in a post that contains this absolutely gorgeous key art that for some reason reminds me of like a cropped composition of the Captain EO poster. Well, I mean, without the funny little dude to the right. But anyway, they also said the pre-order digital Epic Edition gives you instant beta access, which, well, the instant bit is new, right? Getting beta access was always part of the deal. It being instant is different, and I do get them doing it from the business side, but I will at least say this. Seriously, do not buy the edition for this, right? Don't buy it for beta access, like, unless you actually really want to test, that's what you enjoy, then sure, by all means. But otherwise, don't touch it. An expansion is best played just going in, launch day, playing it normal. Now, there have still been a few quibbles with this because, of course, of the physical edition, and it's the usual thing Blizzard has got with their physical collector's edition every goddamn time where, yeah, I mean, you obviously, if you've got the physical Epic Edition, then you don't get this. Now, it wasn't actually mentioned as a thing that you would get with the physical edition, so they're technically in the clear, but, yeah, kind of unfortunate on Blizzard, seriously. Why the hell? Well, especially when it's done by the Blizzard Gear Store. Do you not just, like, email people the code or have some way to upgrade their accounts, right? Like, oh, man, I don't know.
Okay, you see it is. Dude, what the fuck? Why error? Error? What?
Doesn't make any sense to me. With that said, though, let's have a chat about the war within and the new things in the build. So, this week we've got a new alpha build and there has been a lot of stuff. We have many different class changes, we have UI features that are real nice and some other things. I'll kick it off with Delves. So Delves have got a nice new UI for when you enter them, and this area in Donegal has got a book thing that will tell you when the season starts. That's of course a relevant thing because tiers 4 and beyond are going to be seasonal, because of course they actually have got good loot. Also, last week's build had this quest from Faerun, where basically you get to choose what you want to do, and whatever that objective is, you'll get a Delve treasure key. Now those are the keys that you need to actually unlock the resplendent chests that are at the end of the Delves. Essentially, you can do Delves for regular repeated rewards as much as you want to your heart's content, but for the more powerful sort of weekly knockout style stuff, that is going to be behind these resplendent chests. And I suppose the way they're doing it here is pretty good, where maybe as a mythic classer or a raider, I won't have to do a bunch of world content in order to get a key. So I definitely appreciate the player choice there. GG. Of course, we'll still have to see how the rest of the system pans out. Anyway, let's move on to the world map, which has got so much better. It really has. They've added in a whole bunch of different filters. These are for things like quest objectives, skywriting races, dungeon entrances, pet safe distance advantage, things you may just not want to see, trivial quests, and the big one, warband completed quests, as well as private items. And those warband completed quests don't really matter. It just means that we're also going to have a far less dementia-inducing map experience than they did whenever they logged into Valdraken, so that's real good. And also, there's a new home city icon that looks more like a castle, and if I were to don the tinfoil, I would totally say that this is them freeing up the home icon for use in player housing, obviously, which is a feature in Midnight.
Okay, there we go.
Finally. Fingers crossed, we can hope. Next then, let's talk rewards. Season 1 Keystone Master gives us this lovely diamond mech suit that thankfully can fly, but the big question is, will, for every other season, we just get another tint of the damn thing? Because I really think they gotta make that better, especially in a world where raiders often get some really, really cool mounts. I mean, just look at some of the transformations we got in Dragonflight, while our Mythic Plus friends got, I mean, they're pretty cool Kodo-looking dudes, but yeah, come on. Anyway, somewhat related to that, Blizzard are continuing the, I think, pretty successful season mastery achievements that you can complete pretty early on in a season to get you a bit of heroic grade tier in return for any of 2000 Mythic Plus rating, 1600 PvP, or Heroic and Surrec. And I suppose what's a little different this time is 1600 PvP is something I might actually hit.
Enhanced basic attack.
Solo queue RPGs are going to be a thing, and that actually sounds like content I could really enjoy. Anyway, to zoom out a bit, it basically does seem the Blizzard have settled in on pretty much the gearing system as it is on live as what WoW's gear is going to be. Or should I say, what it was in Season 3. Obviously, Season 4 things like the Bronze Bullion, those are not going to be a thing. Next, then, it turns out the diplomacy is also dead in Azeroth because the old human racial that used to give you a 10% boost to your reputation is gone, right? They're removing that, and basically they're doing that because when they start putting player power on renown tracks, and where that's basically like a pretty major part of the gameplay experience for a lot of people, it basically seems weird that one of the races just gets to be 10% faster. Right? Most racials, of course, are not getting you faster progress on a week-to-week basis, so that's why they're getting rid of it. And the replacement, called No Place Like Home, is entirely progress unrelated. In a way, it's neat. Like, what you get is a 5-minute faster Hearthstone cooldown and also a second charge in your Hearthstone. Now, that is handy, but a second charge in your Hearthstone? I mean, I can't really think of a recent time where I would have needed to use my Hearthstone like twice in a row. So, I don't know, maybe a bit of iteration, maybe there's a way to spice it up. But let's be real, a 10% boost to all rap, like, that was always so good that losing it anyway was just going to feel bad. Ultimately, though, we can see how it makes sense in the modern game. Next then, classes. Right, there is a lot to cover with classes, and I'll do this fairly quickly. Be on the lookout, we've got a far larger video diving into just a very big picture of all the classes next. Anyway, to summarize things, Lucky K's have got a talent tree pass that mostly involves reducing the number of 2-point nodes and then also changing up some of the pathing. Again, like we've seen in so many, the idea is to open up more build flexibility. Affliction and Desperate Warlocks are also getting a bit of a similar treatment, with Dimensional Rift actually going to the center of the tree, and then Infernal making its way back down to the bottom where it used to be for Destro. And then for Affliction, they're getting tweaks to increase the options they've got from the middle of their tree, and also some more upfront damage to Haunt, as well as an improved Haunt talent, basically just to make Haunt feel better.
Last time we left.
Well, the internet loves a punching bag, and it seems this week it's been Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, which is bizarre, because if you go on Steam, it's got 2,600 reviews. It's got 88% positive ratings, right? But why, in social media and in even some headlines, is it getting quite a lot of flack? If I was to put the answer short, I'd say context. I mean, this is the first major Xbox release in months. It's one that's kind of going to start a chain of quarterly first-party titles, and if you're to look at gaming communities, the reactions are ranging from apathy to outright mockery, because
As you wish.
the very win here is that Hellblade 2 has failed.
Let's
that
do this in
Theory is about to be closed. I mean, how could it not be? Just take a look at the headlines. Look at the discourse. It's only the 23rd most
Fury
played game in
boils.
Xbox on its launch.
Inferno.
Xbox first-party title. It didn't beat its predecessor in terms of Steam player
wide
numbers, and reviews are frequently saying it's kind of shallow, little bit middling, and it's barely a game. Yet 88% of people who have actually left a Steam review liked it. So today, my mission is to work out what the hell is going on, and really to understand how the headlines don't say everything, and how the real problem for Ninja Theory is less that they've changed, and it's far more that everything around them has. But what hasn't is that I have got a sponsor segue for you. Brilliant.org/Bellular News. They've just relaunched some of their content. It's a great time to hop in, and what they're all about is helping you learn through thousands of interactive lessons across data science, programming, and STEM topics, and you can get 20% off an annual plan. 30-day free
Let's
trial
do this
by
another
clicking my link. So you can just go and play around and check it out. What Brilliant will do is it will hone your problem-solving skills, and it will get you to enjoy learning again. And the key in my head is
Fury
it does that in a time
As you wish.
Active learning is proven to be 6
Miscalculation.
times more effective
Ready
than
for
lecture
battle.
videos. That means passive learning, which is what I did at university, stuck in a lecture hall with 200 other people,
not bad.
bored out of my mind.
2 in a row.
Brilliant is the complete
gold in a
opposite
row.
for me, because it is more like a game, because it's interactive. And for just a teaser, here's a look at their programming learning path. This will get you using Python with their built-in editor. It'll teach you those core concepts and just how to actually think like a programmer. I think it is an absolutely fantastic starting point, and I say that, of course, as somebody who, is a CS grad. Personally, as an example, I've never really scratched my physics itch beyond high school, and I sit there watching all these physics videos on YouTube as I procrastinate. What I've recently been doing is just actually learning some of that physics on Brilliant, and it's been really enjoyable. So rather than doom scrolling, you just hit the Brilliant app on your phone and start enjoying it there. Now, you of course can try every single thing he's got to offer for free today by going to Brilliant.org/Bellular News for that 30-day trial. Click the link down in the description.
Bask in the sunlight.
Also, they'll get 20% off an annual premium subscription, which
Where?
is an insane
Fury
value. I really do think they're a fantastic mission and just a brilliant service. So, thanks to them sponsoring. Let's try to start with some hard evidence here. So, number one, context is
Okay, you know what?
everything, and it's so important.
This guy's-
Hellblade originally was a scrappy kind of indie team being funded to produce a
light.
high-fidelity narrative game that punched well above its weight. At the time that Hellblade came out, everyone was talking about the AA future, the idea that we do not need, say, a massive Ubisoft open-world game, or maybe a game like, say, The Last of Us Part 2. Super high fidelity and all of that, but I think for a lot of people, it was very, very, very long. So for so many, Hellblade was like a shorter, more focused experience. They really loved it. Plus, it was a AA success story, kind of thing we all wanted to see. So that's what Hellblade 1 was. Hellblade 2 was, wow, it's the vanguard of the Xbox revival. It is there to get you on Game Pass. So true. And yeah, the toner on Microsoft is absolutely awful. Of course, Hellblade 1 was a
Ready
thing,
for
but
battle.
guess what? This was an independent company. It wasn't owned by Microsoft. So, big picture here, the expectations are different. Most importantly, Microsoft just went and killed 2 entire studios, right? 2 studios that made games that objectively had better launch numbers. And I know that's kind of a crazy thing to say, but yeah, you compare Hi-Fi Rush to Hellblade 2, and Hi-Fi Rush absolutely does look stronger. So how then can Hellblade 2 be considered a success when it has not surpassed the game that came before it, or the 2 games that came out from studios that Xbox themselves just closed? Again, to take a look at the peak player counts, Hellblade 2, 3,982 players. Redfall? 6,124, and I think we all know that Redfall was not particularly successful. So this feels bad. It looks bad. Getting tweets like these. I find it unbelievable that Hi-Fi
Let's
Rush
do
has
this
a better all-time player count than even Hellblade 2 and better overall reviews, and yet Tango gets the axe, while Ninja Theory gets greenlit for another project. This is absolute insanity. No, you can obviously see why that's spread. It does seem absolute insanity. But again, that's just PC. This is an Xbox game for Xbox, so surely it did great in consoles. If you're following the headlines, you'd think it did awfully in consoles, because it did not even manage to crack the top 10 played games on Xbox consoles on its own launch weekend. It was in fact the 16th most played game in the UK and Xbox, and the 23rd most played game on US Xbox. I mean, you see that and immediately think, holy crap, this game launched into a black hole. Just that, from those headlines, you may not pick up on a few interesting things. As an example, right, the reason why those numbers are so particularly bad looking is because this entire chart is based on the number of hours that players play. Hellblade 2 has got a 5-hour runtime. Okay, so even if you were to play Hellblade 2 multiple times, somebody just playing Fortnite in their normal gameplay behavior, they will completely outpace Hellblade 2. And that really sums up the whole situation here, because Hellblade 1 launched in 2017. Funny enough, this is not a serious point in the video, but it is just...
Hey, Marian
it's the same
Bugto, welcome!
Fortnite
Welcome to the
Battle Royale
stream.
came out and kind of,
Just
well, you know,
chilling,
live service
grinding.
acceleration goes vroom. That's also the year that the Xbox One X launched, right? That kind of cemented
So painful, man.
Microsoft's
This is
big doomed
painful.
console plan. Of course, this was all before
There's no
they
break.
had acquired Ninja Theory. It was a different time, and since the launch of Hellblade 1, the entire industry, the whole
Fury
publishing
boils.
model, and audience expectations have just totally changed. So the truth here is
Let's
not
do this
that
another
Ninja
way.
Theory has changed massively. I mean, we can see that when we basically look at
There
Hellblade 2
is
and
no
find that they
breaks, man.
functionally made the same game twice, and they're getting a fairly similar response. Now, I know that's being reductive. Hellblade 2 is different in some ways than Hellblade 1. I think a lot of common player perceptions right now
But
are
yeah,
that they
this
were
is-
very much
this is the end
indexing
game. This is how
on,
you farm
the visual
for the
fidelity,
end game.
which I mean, I totally get they are using as a storytelling tool. There are some marvelous performances, absolutely industry-leading sound design, and that
Going
kind of thing.
against
But
wind.
Hellblade 2 doesn't get to Hellblade 2 when it comes out in this context, and when ultimately
As you
it
wish.
is serving the plan of an extremely battered company. It is getting nothing but negative headlines. Let's go to the direct comparison. So, Hellblade 1 launched on PS4 and PC in April
Fury
2017,
boils.
right? When you take a look at Metacritic, you see a score of 81. And
Ready for
basically,
battle.
the reviews are saying that this is really impressive in terms
End
of graphical
game,
fidelity,
right.
especially for a team of its size. They say that it's an emotionally resonant story, but the game is criticized for simplistic gameplay and overall being pretty short runtime. I mean, the gameplay, simple. I think a lot of people would say uninspired. When you take a look at Hellblade 2, you can see it is continuing to be simple. Lots of detailed animations, but very simple. Now, at launch, the Steam numbers peaked at 5.6K,
As you wish.
and this came to Xbox One.
Let's do this in
and in June,
true.
recorded 1 million sales from the game, despite it only being a digital release at the start. So I think that's a fairly major thing, right? It comes out in April
Fury
2017,
boils.
hits a new platform 2018, and then in June,
You're
so I
wide
guess what, like a year and 2 months, they say they've managed to hit 1 million sales for the game. Overall, then, a pretty nice story. So Hellblade 2
Gold.
came out Xbox, Series consoles, and PC.
Now,
Funny
critic.
enough, it got a Metacritic score of around 81. And again, it's not that I'm using Metacritic like it's some sort of amazing site. It's just that Metacritic and OpenCritic can be
Great,
kind
great.
of useful for the overall, like, average kind of like water temperature
Oh,
sort of
dude,
thing for a
that's-
game.
look at
But
this.
again, when we dive into the details here, the impressiveness, graphical fidelity is insane, right? Sound design, insane. Once again, it is criticized for a short runtime and very, very uninspired gameplay. To some people, Hellblade 2 even ends up being a little bit of a backslide in
against wind.
some regards as compared to the first one. But again, I think you're always going to have that thing. If you're doing a sequel that is kind of more, that isn't really changing things, isn't really still
I missed that. I missed that too.
really
I missed a lot.
and in fairness, this is something that some of the games struggle from. I mean,